Hey guys, running Kimono here. Today's video we're going to be talking about fast money. It's going to be Christmas in a couple of weeks, and if you have stuff laying around the house, there are different sites that you can sell these items and make bank. I don't know what's in the water or the air, but a lot of people are turning to Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, whichever site you want to use, and this stuff is moving really, really quickly. Even stuff that's used a couple years old. We have this box of old tools that my husband recently upgraded to a different company. He's not going to use the Ryobi stuff, so we bundled it all together for $100 and sold it like within a day. A lot of you might think, "Oh, that's really lowballing," but I mean, this is used tools, so it's some older stuff. But sure enough, like within a day, we had somebody show up, pick it all up, and just get it out of our lives. And it might be worth looking around your house if you have something. If you price it really reasonably, like I'm doing $25 a tool, a lot of you might think, oh, you're just giving it away, but we wanted it gone. And this is just absolutely like crazy that people are really out and about looking for deals, and all of this sold. The man was so happy who bought all this, and we threw in a shop vac too. So everything was 25 a piece. And we're really happy. Also, this desk, I'm working from home, so I need a desk twice the size of this one. It looks a lot bigger in the frame, but it's just a very narrow desk. And this bed as well. We had a home office upstairs, or an extra bedroom, and that's now a home office for my husband because our basement got flooded. So all the stuff that was in this spare bedroom upstairs, we sold it, and within a day everything was gone. So I'm like really surprised by this. I can't stress it enough. If you might have tools, furniture, home goods, if you might have an old stove, a freezer, something you're not using, clean it up and throw it on one of those sites. You have absolutely nothing to lose, and you might sell it within a day, which is really surprising. If you want to look at what other people are selling items for, say you have a stove, and if stoves are selling for $200 used on your Facebook Marketplace in your town or city, if you wanted to just really entice people, I would shave $50 off of it for 150 and get that thing out of your life right away. So sometimes it's really cool to take stock of it. Say you really don't have much to sell, but you have an old DVD collection that you want to liquidate. You could sell that. People are looking for stuff, and there's a whole bunch of different sites. And in the last 2 weeks, because we've been dabbling in this quite a bit, just because we've been really trying to empty out our basement and just, get things moving, because we had to make that spare bedroom into an office. About $800 is sales, guys, which is absolutely crazy. Like, my mind is blown. I'm like, you can really sell that much stuff? Yes, you can. And for whatever reason right now, like, people are really hot to buy used stuff. So if you have something laying around, this might be your forte to maybe try one of these sales sites and then see what it's all about. So obviously one of the older sites is Craigslist. You can list it, you can make your own little account, and then that for sale list, just I would put it in multiple categories, just so multiple bites, not just one category. Perhaps the general one that people just look at as a feed. But if you have something really specific like a car, you're obviously going to want to put it in automotives. But like, how freaking cool is this? And then Facebook Marketplace. This is one that a lot of people are using, and I noticed that on Facebook Marketplace, if there is like certain areas like baby clothes, diapers, anything to do with children, like toys, snowsuits, that sort of stuff, I'm seeing a ton of that gently used. Like, it can't be something with like 17 holes in it. Has to be in pretty good condition, and the better your photos are and the more like clean it looks, like, don't throw everything on a carpet and take a photo. Your pictures have to look really good. People will start getting in touch with you. And even if you have like, say children that have gone through snowsuits, and if the snowsuit wasn't like thrashed with 17 holes, I mean, you could probably sell it on one of these sites. OfferUp in larger cities is a really hot one as well. I used to live kind of in a larger city a couple years back, and this was definitely a site for everything from like a motorcycle to, you know, some vintage Christmas ornaments you could find on there. There's just a whole host of things. And like, how great is that? And the beauty of these different sites too is that you don't have to pay a fee like eBay or McCarty or Poshmark. So like, It's pretty cool. Um, if you are on those sites though, and you do want to resell on one of these other sites, of course, there's always a fee to pay if you're on Poshmark or eBay. But say you might run into like vintage clothing or something like, a North Face winter coat that sells for really big bucks. Buy it for very little on Craigslist, and then you can always flip it on Poshmark or eBay. And I'm going to show you an example here on something that you probably wouldn't even think of, but stuff that's going for really big bucks. And hey, it might be in your grandma's attic. And then also another site that's absolutely fabulous, that if you find something on one of these sites, if you find something really cool on like Craigslist or OfferUp that's like selling for practically nothing, especially something antique, toss it on eBay. I'm always looking myself for like vintage commercial stuff, like so vintage McDonald's, vintage Burger King advertising, stuff like that, because I find it really nostalgic and cool. eBay, if you even type in vintage McDonald's, see what comes up and look how much money things are selling for. Like, it's crazy. So if you happen to just even scroll through OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, or Craigslist, and you're on looking for certain things, if it's something vintage or if you're looking for something specific, remember, you can always go on a site like Poshmark, McCarty, eBay, Amazon, and resell it. So I really love vintage, antique sort of ornaments, and this is a new thing that a lot of these crafty people on Etsy, eBay, you name the site, and they're making these gorgeous vintage looking wreaths with all these really cool ornaments. How many garage sales have you been to where you saw a bin of like 8,000 pieces for $2? It was like someone's grandparents' collection of ornaments, and you're like, oh, whatever. People are crafting these and they're selling anywhere from two to even $1,000 I've seen. And this is real art when you're putting these vintage, just beautiful pieces of like Christmas past in one beautiful wreath. Even if you had your family wreath, if you wanted to use like vintage ornaments from when you grew up and your grandparents, like if they kept all of them, imagine throwing that on a gorgeous wreath as a Christmas gift. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. I have a friend that she's going to be starting to do this for her side hustle. So she's looking for specific vintage Christmas ornaments, and imagine buying like 2 boxes of this for like $10 on Craigslist and then making it into this and selling it for like upwards of $1,000 on Etsy. If you're crafty, this is something that you can absolutely do. And there's always estate sales for Christmas stuff and different listings. People, even in the summertime at a garage sale, how many times have you seen like a huge box full of old vintage Christmas ornaments? So just a little food for thought. Whatever your genre might be, if it's crafting, if it's movies, if it's, antique marketing, whatever, you might want to keep your eyes peeled on these different sites and look for something. And then if you made Christmas wreaths all year long, or at least one a month, and then you sold them all around Christmas time, can you imagine how much money? Like, look at this person, almost $250 for this wreath. That's quite spectacular. Now, I can't stress this enough that safety always comes numero uno. So, if by chance, you can bring somebody with you, obviously that's a really smart thing to do. If you can't, you got to go to a place with cameras, a police station, a bank parking lot. That's where you should do all these, sales if you're selling something or buying something, where people can see you. You're going to be recorded, because sometimes, every so often, you hear some crazy story of somebody, selling baby clothes from Facebook Marketplace, and then things go sideways. And I know a lot of you might get excited with a sale or a buy, but always make sure that there's some sort of, breadcrumb trail, that people know where you're at. They'll have the phone number, the email, the deets. And that you're sharing information and somebody knows where you are, because the worst thing is if you went and nobody knew where you were and you were alone. That's not cool. And obviously, like a bank parking lot or the police station parking lot, it's really smart to do that sort of stuff there. And they usually, always welcome that sort of stuff, so people can be really safe. And always wear masks, socially distance, and all that stuff too. And yeah, guys, there's money to be had and found. This might be an opportunity for you to look through what you have in your house, or if you have like a lazy boy or a chair that you just don't use and you're like, ugh, sell it, man. Make some money for Christmas. It's been a really hard 2020, and this might be an opportunity to make some money. And I am like shocked at how much stuff I've been selling. And it's just been a really trippy and amazing. And like, I'm so grateful for this. And that's why I've been kind of busy the last couple of weeks doing this, but it's a hustle that's really been paying off. So, as always, thanks for watching. If you have a site that you use to sell stuff, let me know in the comments. And maybe you could share a safety tip or two. Be safe out there, guys, but I know a lot of you are trying to make money for Christmas because it's going to be a really hard year. Make it happen. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.